Good morning, guys. I'm going to try to keep today short. I do want to go over a couple of things with you about your poetry summative. It's the poetry analysis summative. Um, and then I'm going to give you a chance to redo that summative and turn it in one more time. I haven't graded most of them yet. I've graded a bunch of them, enough to know we needed to do this, but I haven't graded all of them yet. So um, you'll get a chance to redo it today, submit it, and then I will grade everything. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to show you what I'm talking about. So when you open up your poetry summative, if you go down to number 4 and number 5, you're going to see the climactic line and skeleton. Okay, so let's just go over what these mean real quick. The climactic line in lyric poems, the various parts tend to cluster around a moment of special significance. So it's a moment of special significance, which its attendance parts lead up to, lead away from, help to clarify, and so on. The climax usually manifests itself by such things as greater intensity of tone and especially significant metaphor, a change in rhythm, or a change in person. How do the other parts fall in place around it? Okay? And then skeleton. What is the emotional curve on which the whole poem is strung? You're going to be able to find the climactic line when you find the skeleton. And let me show you what I mean. Okay? We're going to go to the slide that has our anchor charts on it, and we're going to open up this one right here. All right, here we go. So here is the poem that I did mine on. And let's just kind of look this over right now. I just want to kind of describe to you what I've done here. So the poem is written down this way, obviously, you can tell that. But that is so that I could see this emotional curve, right? So what I did was I read the poem, and I kind of made the first line be a baseline, and then I judged what the emotional intensity was for each line. So Alejandro was a monarch is the baseline. Damaged chrysalis left behind seems to fall a little. I swung my net and missed him. Goes back up. It's that I swung my net that has the powerful part. His wings too wet to fly. So I know I come down at least a little bit, right? Going to come down again. Now back to the kaleidoscope. Vital fluid pumping hard. Wings flapping for the flight ahead. This is the highest moment of the entire poem. Worth it all despite the scars. And I put that one right there. And we go back down to the baseline. So this is the actual skeleton of the poem. Okay? What we know is that the climax is the highest point of the poem. Okay? So let's go back and look at what I wrote into my answer. So, for Alejandro, the emotional intensity peaks with the line wings flapping for the flight ahead. The final build up to that line is the previous two lines, and the last line is the resolution, like an exhale of a big breath. Okay? And then for skeleton, what I wrote was, I think you could describe the emotional curve as a mountain with two peaks. Look at it. Looks like a mountain with two peaks. Yep. The last peak is the biggest peak and thus the climax of the poem. You know the last line has to be the resolution, not the climax, because it doesn't feel like a cliffhanger. It feels like an ending. Okay? So guys, what you're going to do today is you're going to go to modules. You're going to go down to Friday, and you're going to click on climactic line, skeleton, and skeleton exit ticket. You're going to fill that out, and then I want you to look over your answers on your poetry analysis summative. Depending on which one you took, you should remember that. If you need to know, ask me in class today. I think that's all I wanted to go over with you today. So let's stop this video, and I'll see you in class.